Good morning. Today is the winter solstice, which is the shortest day of the year. Now, I am not an astrologist. I just like to follow this stuff sometimes for myself. So I am not here to teach you anything about astrology, about planetary alignment, none of that stuff. It's super cool, really, really accurate and very insightful. So I encourage you to start kind of checking out a little bit on your own. So anyway, so here we go. I went and pulled a card this morning. So I've got this really cool deck. It's called the Dreams of Gaia, and it's a tarot deck. And it's really cool, really in touch with the elements and whatnot. So this guy that I pulled this morning, it's the 10 of Fire. And when I first looked at it, I saw all of the chakras all bright and aligned, and I see strength and power and force, and it gave me a really good feeling this morning. Anyways, so I will read a little bit to you about what came out, and I'll do little snippets in between. So 10 of Fire, the key words: doing, self-mastery, mastery, evolution, enlightenment, light work, light being, discipline. Okay. Key phrases involved with this card: mastery of both craft and self. Take command of yourself and your life. Take responsibility for your actions. Don't be a slave to outside forces. Order, structure, and simplicity. Be disciplined and dedicated. Stop making excuses. Act. You can do anything you set your mind to and act upon it. So before I'm gonna read a little bit more, so bear with me in this. I'll do a little shorter video as well, but I want to expand a little bit more in here. So oftentimes people ask me what I do and how I actually work with people and help people, and this is what I do. I help people find self-mastery. I help people become a very keen observer of themselves, because once you can start really recognizing that within yourself and seeing what your own habits are, your own patterns, your own strengths, your own weaknesses, where you need to do a little bit of work, this is what I do. This is how I help people to really get to know themselves. And I found it really interesting that I pulled this card this morning, given a whole bunch of different things that are going on. So I'm going to read a little bit more in here. The 10 of Fire symbolizes mastery, not just of a skill or a craft, but of oneself. It means understanding the tools of your craft and wielding them with skill, precision, and craftsmanship. It's also about knowing yourself and using that knowledge and understanding to bring you all that you need and desire with the same level of skill, precision, and craftsmanship. The master illustrated in this 10 of Fire knows how to wield his personal power. He moves with clear intention. He acts with the same intent. He is aware of what motivates his behavior and actions and exhibits complete self-command. He acts with deliberation and complete awareness of the effect his actions will have upon himself and his environment. He is not only confident, he is capable also. So with that piece there, when I start working with people, especially when we start to bring in some microdosing with a little bit of help from some of the different natural plant medicines, it helps to open your awareness. It helps to make it a little bit easier for you to see what it is you might have been hiding from, or something that you're not excited about yourself. So that's when, acting with deliberation and complete awareness of the effect his actions will have upon himself. So here we go. So a little bit further on here, it says, he's evolved from a person who lacked awareness and perhaps even blamed others for the problems in his life, because he wasn't able to see that every action gives rise to a consequence. He once stumbled about, his inexperience resulting in more mistakes than triumphs, but he continued, and in doing so reached a crucial moment of enlightenment when he realized that in order to succeed, he had to take command of himself and his life. He had to take responsibility. Hold a second. Let me stop here I'll pause there. In order to succeed, he had to take command of himself and his life. That's not enough of this shit moment. Like the moment that you realize that everything that's happening in my life is a direct result of my choices, my words, my actions, and not anybody else around us, that's the moment where you can start getting on this self-mastery journey. He had to take responsibility for every choice he made, every action, and for every emotion. From that moment on, he would shape his life. He would shape who he was. He would no longer be a slave to outside forces. He would become a master. If the 10 of fire appears in your reading, he indicates it's a time to step up and take charge of your life. It is time to dedicate yourself to the path of the master, and not so you can have control over others, but so you can shape your life with skill and confidence. It's all about us, right? Like we try to control all of these things outside of us. We can't. We think that we can control other people. We think we can control other situations. We think we can understand and learn and know why other people do what they do, and it's impossible. It's an impossible task, and all it's going to do is just frustrate you beyond measure and take away from yourself. So, how does one become a master? It may require pushing one's mind and body to continue despite all impediments and perceived restriction. It requires dedication and discipline and a willingness to set personal challenges and goals and stick to them. It also requires knowing when to stop and allow yourself time to absorb and recharge. The master recognizes that there's a time for growth and a time to be dormant and rest. Above all, to become a master, you must be willing to learn. On a metaphysical level, see a lesson in all experiences. On a practical level, learn something that requires daily practice, and do not allow your first inevitable failures and mistakes inspire you to give up. So anyway, it just kind of goes on a little bit further, and but that's really what I wanted to talk about. Is you have to become a master of yourself. Therapy is amazing. Therapy is great because it helps you talk through things. It helps you, maybe get some resolution in different experiences. And if you're really looking to make some serious change in your life, you need to become a master of yourself. You need to understand what makes you tick. You need to understand what your motivations are. You need to understand why you engage in a conversation that could turn into conflict, knowing full well that that's where it's going to go and what kind of mood it's going to put you in afterwards. So why even allow yourself to go to that place when you know you're not quite ready to be able to handle a situation like that? There's going to come a time where you're going to be walking into a fire, and you know that there's going to be people there to trigger you, but you'll be able to walk in and do this little dance in that space, and it's all just gonna it's gonna come at you and it's gonna fling off, and something else is gonna come at you and it's gonna fling off. You're just not going to be in that space where you're open and your energy is porous, and it just lets all of this other garbage and shit from other people come into your energetic body. And who wants that shit? I want to get rid of my own negative stuff. I want to get rid of all my own crap that I've been holding on to for all of my life. But it's time. Let it go. Let it go. So anyways, if you are ready to become the master of your own life, reach out. Let's have a chat. Let's talk and see what it is that's getting in your way.